together. And it feels nice to say that every time I come here and move with you, because I really do feel that way. But let's get started and come onto our backs. You might want something for under your head if you know you tend to thrust your ribs, stacking maybe a blanket under your shoulder blades, and then something a little higher under your head so your ribs can drop down will be helpful. But once you come onto your back, you'll want your strap nearby. So come on down to your back, and from here, feel your tailbone tilt towards the floor and just gently bring your knees in towards you without flattening your waist and lifting your tailbone up. So tailbone comes down, waist is up, thighs in. And you could even do a little rock side to side here. Start to tune into your breath. And if there's a purpose that you'd like to set for your practice, a seed that you want to plant for yourself, what do you want to be more aware of? What area of your life do you want to take action in? And you're just planting a seed. You're just planting a seed for yourself. Sometimes it could take weeks or months or years to sprout, but that's why you're planting seeds. So whatever it is that you want to be aware of and that you want to work on, and then release your feet down and grab your strap. And we'll start with the ball of the right foot. Wrap the strap around the ball of your right foot right below your toes, and then extend your left leg long. You notice if that right leg's in the air, you'll notice if the knee is bent, if the pelvis is tucking under, if the back of the left thigh is lifted. Untuck at the back of the thigh to come down, straighten that leg if necessary, and you know that your hamstring stretch starts lower, you might need to find something that's a longer strap for you to use. And then let's just start out with a little bit of ankle motion here. So our hip, knee, and ankle are in line, and we'll point into the strap a little and pull back on the strap gently to flex the ankle. And point and flex. Point and pull back with your strap to flex, and point and flex. And then how about a little twist of the ankle by using the strap? Pull down a little bit on the outer edge of the foot and then gently pull down on the inner edge of the foot. And go slow. You want to go slow and really feel what you're doing. That's how you know if you're going too deep into something. And just slowly go side to side. If there's any discomfort, you want to avoid that, especially if it's painful. And you're just going side to side a few times at your own pace, maybe even staying it. Maybe it feels good when the outer foot goes up or when the inner foot goes up. You feel that stretch in your calf muscles. And then find a neutral ankle when you're both flexed and you're not twisting one way or the other. And you might have to draw the strap down, but it's still right below your toes. Spread your toes any amount away from each other. Try to lift your big toe up towards the ceiling as your little toes come back towards you. And then switch. Try to point your little toes up as your big toe comes back towards you. If your foot cramps at all, just bring your foot down to you and massage it. And then release. All right, from here, keeping that neutral ankle, rotate your thigh bone in and out. It doesn't have to be a big motion, but the motion is happening from the top of the thigh bone. Watch the ankle. My ankle likes to twist down, which I know happens when I walk too. So I'm working on stabilizing and keeping that inner arch up. But just watch your ankle, because that does affect the position of your foot. Your ankle does affect the way the muscles work all the way into your hips. So start training your ankle and stabilizing it if it tends to go to one side. All right, take your time, but next time you rotate in, hold there and breathe and straighten the leg a little bit more. And just feel without pushing, without forcing, just allow and try to relax anything that can relax. And then turn all the way the other way. Stabilizing the ankle, seeing if you can straighten the leg a little bit more. Relaxing any clenching. That's what I meant by relaxing. All right, take that same right leg out to the right a little bit. You can put your right elbow down on the floor, leg is very straight or as straight as can be, and rotate the thigh bone a little bit. Take your time. All right, next time you rotate the thigh bone so the toes and the knee point slightly towards the floor, stay there. Breathing, keep straightening the leg, relaxing any clenching. All right, and then pull on the strap and gently bring the leg up, keeping the buttocks down. Take the leg slightly across the body. Don't go too far, it will really limit your range of motion, and slightly rotate the thigh bone here. And it may be the smallest rotation just because of the position of your leg. Keep watching that ankle. And then next time your toes and your knee turn out to the right a little bit, stay there. Keep untucking the pelvis. Keep seeing if you can lengthen through the inner and outer thigh a little bit more. And breathing. And then bring that leg up and let's switch. So put the ball of the foot through, give your hands a little stretch open, and then rewrap your fingers another way and pull back through the ball of the foot, untucked pelvis, see if the thigh can straighten a little more, and we point and pull back gently to flex, and point and pull back gently to flex, and point and pull back gently to flex, and point and pull back gently to flex. And then nice and slowly, we pull down a little bit on the inner arch side. Maybe you can feel a little bit more of the outer calf muscles, and pull down a little bit more on the outer edge of the foot. And maybe you feel a little bit more of those inner calf muscles. And then slowly go side to side. Now, if you feel a ton of sensation right in the sides of your ankle and you're not really feeling it in your foot or your calf muscles, that's where you slow down and just make sure you're really paying attention to what you're doing. Breathing here. Keep in mind, anytime that you feel anywhere on your body, if you're feeling more sensation in the actual joint than the muscles surrounding the joint, that's a clue to move with caution, just to be a little bit more aware, a little bit more careful. All right, bring your ankle back to neutral, flexed and not twisting to one side. And now, let's do the toes first, sorry. Spread all the toes away from each other. I know the toes are a lot of people's favorite part. And then point the big toe up, the little toes back. And then switch, little toes up, big toe back. All right, then pull back and slight thigh bone rotations here. Relax that bottom right thigh. Rotating from the top of the thigh bone. All right, next time you rotate in, so your knees and toes are turning to the left, try to straighten through the leg a little more and hold. Notice if you're clenching anything. And rotate that thigh bone so the knee and the toes turn to the left. Watch any ankle twist. Try to relax any clenching in the front of the thigh, the sides of the thigh, the buttocks muscles. Got some good grip strength going on with your hands. All right, take that leg out to the left slightly. You can put your left elbow on the floor. And then keep rotating your thigh bone a little bit. Keep lengthening through the leg. Rotation happening from the top of the thigh bone, where the thigh bone meets the pelvis. All right, next time you rotate your toes and your knees towards the floor, slightly turning to your left. Hold there. Can you get a little bit more length through the thigh, through the knee? Breathing. And then very slowly bring that leg up. Keep the buttocks grounded as you take it across the body and rotate the thigh bone ever so slightly there. Next time you rotate the thigh bone so the toes and the knees turn up towards the ceiling a little bit, stay there. Untwist the ankle. If one side, twist it to the side. Tailbone tilting towards the floor. All right, excellent. Bring that leg up. Ooh, release your fingers. Spread your fingers out nice and wide. Rotate your arm bones a few times. And then we're going to make our way up. You can roll to one side or rock yourself up, and we're going to come onto our bellies. So come on over to your stomach. All right. Set your legs up hip distance apart. I would recommend making a pillow with your arms and resting your head down. I'm going to have my head a little bit higher for mic purposes, but if your head can come a little lower, it will be better for the overall position of your spine. From here, you want the front of your pelvis flat, so pubic bone tilting towards the floor, the whole front of the pelvis feels grounded, and then you're going to keep your feet untucked so you're on the top of your foot, your feet are hip distance apart, and you're just going to barely pick up or slide your right leg out to the right and then over towards your other leg without moving it. And slide, barely hovering over the floor. Slide out a little, slide across and in, landing on the top of the foot, slide out, and slide in. And then bring that leg back to hip distance, top of the foot of the left foot. Pubic bone grounded. Slide out, slide in towards your other leg. It's okay if it doesn't reach it. Slide out and slide in. Slide out, slide in, slide out, slide in. Okay, legs back to hip distance apart. Now tuck your right toes under, press back through the heel, and you're going to keep your ankle in the flex position, and we're going to do the same thing. Work to keep your tailbone tilting to the floor, your pubic bone tilting to the floor, and slide out or step out and step in, trying to straighten the leg as you move it. Slide out and in. 2 more like that. Bring that leg back to hip distance apart. Tuck your left toes under. Press back through the heel. As you move the leg side to side, you're also trying to straighten it. It's common that the knee will bend. And we'll slide out and slide in. Landing on the toes. 3 more like that. Okay, bring the leg back to hip distance apart. Now go back to tucking your right toes under. Reach back through the heel. Just take a moment, pubic bone tilting down, lengthening the back of the leg from the buttocks to the heel. And then from here, keep lengthening that leg and micro lifts. Try to keep the leg very straight. Try to keep the pubic bone tilting down. and the toes are just barely lifting up off the floor. We're activating the back of the leg and some of the buttocks muscles, but without lifting too high. So we keep we keep the work out of the lower back. Of course, the lower back is working a little, but if we lift higher, we'll start to put most of the load in the lower back. That's why we're doing really tiny lifts. All right, hop that right foot out to the right. A little bit goes a long way. Toes tucked under. Try to keep lengthening the leg and tiny lifts. And just at your own pace. Feel around your hip, feel around your thigh. Keep breathing. The hardest part at first is keeping the leg really straight and keeping that pubic bone grounded. All right, slide that leg over towards your other leg and toes tucked under and micro lifts there. Might be smaller, that's okay. Keep straightening the leg and breathing. All right, let's switch legs. Legs hip distance apart, tuck your left toes under, reach back through the heel, and micro lift and lower. Letting your breath flow, letting your shoulders relax. Hop that foot out to the left a little bit, pubic tilts down, and lift and lower there. Reach long through the inner and outer thigh. All right, hop that leg over towards your other leg, tucking the toes under, reaching long there, and lift and lower. And we're going to repeat this pattern throughout this class in many different ways, where we do the 3 different angles with your leg hip distance, with it a little bit out to the side, and then kind of veering over towards your other leg. Both opening the front of the hip and engaging the back of the leg, especially if you keep it small. Okay, bring that leg back to hip distance. Let's do this again. Bend your right knee, flex your ankle towards the ceiling. Micro lifts there. Keep the front of the pelvis grounded. All right, next time you lower the knee, stretch back, tuck the toes under, straighten the leg so the knee lifts up off the floor. And then the knee comes back down as you bend. Slide the leg out to the right a little bit. A little goes a long way. Lift and lower. Very subtle, but very effective. So don't try to force anything. And tuck those toes under at that angle and stretch back through the leg there. Rebend the knee, slide it over towards your other leg any amount, and micro lift and lower there. Notice how maybe the whole pelvis wants to start engaging. Keep the front of the pelvis flat. It might be that your thigh barely comes up off the floor and it's just the action of feeling like you're engaging. And then tuck your toes under and reach back through your heel there. So you'll find different angles of musculature that might be a little bit, let's say, weaker. Bring your legs back to hip distance, bend your left heel, and micro lifts. So like if your whole pelvis tries to lift up because you're lifting your leg and that's the only way to get it up, then you know that your body has a habit of using your spinal muscles more than your buttocks muscles, your hamstring muscles in some instances. So in that case, you would try to do this without your pelvis rocking side to side, even if it just means you're going through the motions and you're not even really moving, because that way you're connecting your brain, your nervous system to those muscles, which is what we're trying to do. All right, stretch that leg back, tuck the toes under, reach back through the heel. Bend the knee, slide it out to the left a little bit, flexing the ankle, pubic bone grounded, and little lift and lower there. Stretch that leg back, tuck the toes under, press back through the heel, and rebend the knee and slide it in towards your other leg, keeping the pubic bone grounded, and lift and lower there. And stretch that leg back, tuck the toes under, stretch at that angle. And then bring your foot back, slide your hands back, lift your ribs up, elbows in, push away from the floor, come up onto all fours. Spread your thumbs out towards each other with your hands a little bit wider than your knees. When your knees are hip distance, relax your belly so your tailbone's in the air. Wrap your elbow pits forward, and we'll do some rhomboid push-ups where your spine drops down and goes up, all without trying to tuck and untuck the pelvis. So it's common at first that when the spine goes up, the pelvis tucks under. Keep the belly relaxed. Breathing, feel the armpits lift up, feel the breastbone lift up. It's common that if your spine won't drop down very much, it's tempting to bend the elbows. Try to keep the arms pretty straight without pushing the elbows in front of the wrist. Tuning into your breath. Rhomboid push-ups, so good for getting things moving around the shoulder girdle. And then lift up, and don't forget to ramp the back of the head towards the ceiling a little bit. It's not looking forward, it's looking straight down at the floor and lifting the back of the head towards the ceiling, because we'll be working on that a little bit today. Tuck your toes under, kind of lift your knees up so you can get maybe a little bit more of the toes or the ball of the foot tucked under. Sit back a little bit. Flip your hands over, try to touch just your 8 fingertips to the floor, just your fingertips as you pull back, spreading out through the thumbs. And then how about rolling from the big toe to the pinky toe side of your foot a little bit? Very small motion. As you stretch through the palms of the hands, relax the lower belly. Feeling different areas along the bottom of the feet. All right, come back onto all fours. So we're going to do a lot of stuff on all fours. And if you need a break, if anything starts bothering you, your wrist, your forearms, your shoulders, better to do non-load-bearing stuff more often than to force being load-bearing. So you can sit back and stretch your fingers or stretch the back of the wrist, which we'll do next. So ribs lifting up. Push down through your outer left hip, extend your right leg back behind you, press back through the ball of that, or press down through the ball of that foot and back through the heel. And then we'll stretch the 3 angles here. Take that leg out to the right a little bit, reach back long through the leg, breathing. Top of the rhomboid push-up, back of the head ramps towards the ceiling, elbow pits wrap forward. And then take that right leg across behind your other leg and stretch back long through that leg. Feel the front of the thigh, the back of the thigh, both lengthening. And then let's go back and forth there. Good. Steady hips, just the thigh bone moving, breathing. And bring that knee down, and then extend your opposite leg back, tuck your toes under, press back through the heel, get that length through the leg. Take it out to the left a little bit, center the ball of the foot, breathing. You can change the position of your hand slightly to be more under your shoulders or back under your chest, so feel free to make subtle adjustments. Bring that leg back over toward your other foot. Reach back, lengthening through the leg, breathing. All right, let's go back and forth. Top of the rhomboid push-up, back of the head ramping towards the ceiling. Those are probably the hardest things for me. So if you look at your teacher and my head's dropping forward, use it as a reminder in your own body to ramp the back of the head towards the ceiling. That's what we can do. We can look at other people's alignment to remind us to work on our own alignment without judgment. Breathing. All right, bring that knee down. Come on down to your forearms. Again, as we work on our hands today, if you need a break, you can always come down to your forearms. You're watching your upper body alignment as you move your lower body. Because let's say you're on all fours and we're moving our legs around and all of a sudden you notice you're bending into one arm and leaning over to one side. That's your muscle pattern that you've created in your upper body. So you want to try to only work so long that you can keep everything pretty balanced and working together. And that takes time and it takes patience. All right, from your forearms, tailbone high in the air, let's do some rhomboid push-ups here. Feel the armpits lift up. Feel the breastbone lifts up. And if it's helpful, you can lower your forearms down sometimes and work on your forearms. But that's just a good indication that you've got to spend more time gently stretching your hands, gently stretching your forearms, gently stretching your shoulders without a lot of load bearing. Over all the time I've been doing this, people that have issues with being on their wrist and their elbows, I don't think a single person who didn't diligently and gently stretch those areas out more often, that issue didn't go away. So it really is a matter of just waking up the musculature around your joints so you don't feel so much work in the joint anymore, because you're not supposed to feel the work in the joint. It just shows you how muscles in our body atrophy over time. Okay, next time you're up in the rhomboid push-up, reach your right hand over in front of your left hand. Breathing. You can keep your palm where it is and see if you can pull your hips back a little bit more to get a little bit more length down the right side of your body. And then bring that right elbow back under your shoulder. Think top of the rhomboid push-up. Reach your left arm across. Keep your palm planted. Maybe your hips can pull back a little bit more. Breathing. Check your feet. Do they always come in towards each other? Open them about hip distance apart. All right, and then bring that elbow back and stand up on your knees. Step your right foot forward into a low lunge. Ankles hip distance apart, outer edge of the right foot straight, pubic bone right under the ASIS bones. You can go forward as long as you're keeping that vertical line, and then bring the backs of your hands together. Try to touch as many fingers. They can kind of weave towards each other. The back of the hands come, eventually the thumbs come. Notice your tension pattern. If you look at my hands right now, you'll see my finger dart to one side. That's the tension pattern from my shoulders to my fingers. So I've got to straighten my fingers out a little bit so they point more up into the air. And then breathing here. And so this is one of those stretches that you can come to if you need a break. Come up, stretch the back of the wrist gently, or stretch your fingers gently. All right, let's switch legs. So step your right foot back, step your left foot forward. Pubic bone presses forward, but right underneath the ASIS bones without the knee going past the front ankle. Bring the back of the hands together again. Weave the fingers a little bit. Maybe the thumbs come together. Watch that tilt to one side. And then relax your shoulders. If your fingers point back towards you, can you rotate them to point a little bit more towards the ceiling? How does it feel to open and close your elbows a little bit? How does that change the stretch? And then find whatever works for you and maybe slide your hands a little bit side to side. Feeling free to pause if you feel any particular angle that you want to stay at. All right, release your hands, tuck your back toes under, front ankle under your knee, and press down to step up. All right, outer edges of feet straight, ankles hip distance apart. You're pushing down through your outer right hip, hugging it in, flex your left ankle, bend the heel in towards your buttocks, and extend. You can tap your toes down every time or keep your ankle flexed and bend in and extend. Weight back in the heels, bend in, and extend, and bend in, and extend. And then slide that leg back, tuck the top of the foot under. You can always put a pillow or a towel under there. If your foot cramps, come out and give it a break. If it's been too long, come out and give it a break. But from here, let's reach your opposite arm. So your left leg is tucked back. Let's reach your right arm out to the side. Actually, let's reach both arms out to the side. And you'll rotate your arm bones all the way internally. So your thumbs point down, maybe they'll go a little bit further. And then just rotate your right arm the other way. And then rotate your left arm the other way. Ribs relax down, arms slightly forward. Rotate your right arm all the way one way. Your left arm all the way. Right arm all the way. Left arm all the way. Right arm all the way. Left arm all the way. Right arm all the way from the upper arm bone. Left arm all the way. And bring that foot forward. Relax your arms. Outer edges of feet straight, ankles hip distance apart. Push down through your outer left hip, hug it in, your right ankle flexes. Slowly bend the knee, backing the weight up into the heel, and then extend. You can tap your toes down every time. Slowly bend and extend, floating or tapping down. Slowly bend and extend. And slowly bend and extend. Slide that foot back a little, tuck the top of the foot under, weight back in the heel, still pushing down through that standing leg hip. Extend both arms out to the side. All right, from here, rotate both of your arms all the way internal rotation. And now we're going to do the whole rotation. So the right arm goes all the way external, back to internal. Left arm, external rotation. Internal rotation. Right arm, external, internal. Ribs down and back, arms slightly forward. Left arm, external, internal. Right arm, external, internal. Left arm, external, internal. Both arms rotate externally. Bring that foot back, lower your hands down, grab whatever you're going to use for a calf stretch. I'm going to use this dome today. You can use a thin block. You can use a rolled up towel. Put the ball of your right foot up, your heel down, outer edges of feet straight. Only step your left foot so far forward that you feel like you're able to keep your balance. And then let's do a little bend into our right knee without our heel coming up and straighten nice and slowly. Bend, steer the knee towards the center of the foot, and straighten the leg nice and slowly. Try not to snap it straight. Bend nice and slowly, and straighten. Bend nice and slowly, and straighten. Now keeping that leg straight, backing the thigh bones up. Maybe the left foot steps forward a little bit. Start with your hands low in front of you, palms together. Open the arms without pulling the shoulder blades together. Bring the hands back together. A little bit higher. Open your arms out. Bring them together. A little bit higher. Open. Bring your hands together. A little bit higher. Open. And then rotate your palms so they face flat towards the ceiling. Ribs dropping down and back. Bring the pinky fingers together. A little bit lower. Open, palms flat towards the ceiling, pinky fingers together, a little bit lower. Open, pinky fingers together, a little bit lower. Open. All right, from this low position, bring pinky fingers together, turn your palms over, turn your wrists down. So your fingers are pointing down, your wrists are bending down. Keep the wrists bending down as you open your arms low to the side. Bring your hands back together, lift a little bit higher. Open to the side, wrists back together, a little bit higher. Open to the side, wrists back together, a little bit higher. Open to the side, flip the wrist, extension, fingers point up. Thumbs come together, a little bit lower. Open up, thumbs come together. A little bit lower. Open up. Thumbs come together. A little bit lower. Open up. And switch legs. Put the ball of your left foot up, your heel down. Outer edges of feet straight. And we'll bend into the knee, steer it over the center of the foot, slowly straighten, reaching from the buttocks into the heel. Bend the knee over the center of the foot and straighten. Feel the change in the shift in the leg muscles. Bend the knee, steering over the center of the foot and straighten. And bend the knee, steering over the center of the foot and straighten. Maybe that right leg stays forward. Now both legs stay straight. Weight back in the heels. Let's reach our arms into the air, palms together and open. Bring your palms back together. Go a little bit lower and open. Palms together, a little bit lower and open. Palms together, a little bit lower and open. Bring your hands together low. Turn pinky fingers to touch each other. Open. Bring the pinky fingers together a little bit higher. Open and together a little bit higher. Open and together a little bit higher. Open and together. Turn your palms down. Turn your wrists down. Open out to the side high. Bring the wrists back together a little bit lower. Open. Wrists back together a little bit lower. Open. And together a little bit lower. Open. Check your legs aren't clenching. Your hips, the legs are straight. And extend your wrists. Fingers point up. Start low. Bring the thumbs together. And together and a little bit higher. And open. Thumbs back together, a little bit higher, and open. Thumbs back together, a little bit higher, and open. And then release your arms down. You can slide that dome or whatever you were using to one side. From the top of the mat, outer edges of feet straight, ankles hip distance. Let's do a couple half forward folds. Rotate from the pelvis, backing the thigh bones up. Think more of backing your thigh bones up than your spine dropping down, and slowly come back up. A great time to practice rotating the thigh bones into neutral. Backing your hips up and slowly come up. Check that the outer edges of the feet are straight. Backing the hips up and slowly come up. And backing the hips up, and then sit back into a chair pose and press up. You're trying to sit back so the knees don't go past, not the toes, but actually the ankles. And then you're watching to your thighs collapse in. Keep them open, hip distance apart. Pressing down equally through the feet. Next time you sit back, bring your hands down to the floor. Keep your right foot forward. Step your left leg way back into a lunge. Lengthen that leg. Bring your hands inside your right foot. Walk halfway around to the left. Back your weight up into your heels. Press through the backs of the legs to come up. Bend into the right knee, but going back with your hips. Bend into the left knee, but going back with your hips. It's very common here that front of the leg will pull forward. So you're backing up as you sit back to the right and sit back to the left. Sit back over to the right. Sit back over to the left. All right, come back to center. Arms open, palms out by your sides. Sit back. Press up, 2 legs at the same time. Sit back and press up. Sit back, press up, sit back, hold, bend your elbows into your side, bring your palms forward, open your arms to the side, and in and out, and in and out, and in and out. Slowly extend your arms out a little lower than your shoulders. Straighten, bend in. Keep backing your hips up, keep opening the inner thighs, keep using the entire sole of the foot. Your weight back is back in your heel, but you're gently pushing down through the ball of the foot. And then sit back, bend your elbows to your side, forearms come forward and out. Now, not only do you want your ribs down here, but you want to try not to pull your shoulders back. Can you let your shoulders relax forward as you open and close your arms? You might get less range of motion, but you'll get more into underused musculature. All right, next time your arms go out, reach out, straighten your legs, turn your right palm to face forward and go over into a side bend and back down. Right palm faces towards the ceiling, over into a side bend and back down. Left arm faces forward, over into a side bend and back down. Left palm faces the ceiling, over into a side bend and back down. From here, your toes are pointing straight ahead. Turn them the tiniest little bit out to the side. Bend down into a squat, inner thighs open. Press up nice and slowly. Turn your feet a tiny little bit more out. Bend down, inner thighs open. Press up slowly. The less you feel your muscles working here, the slower you want to go. Turn your toes out a little bit more. Bend down, inner thighs open. Press up nice and slowly, maybe a tiny bit more. Bend down nice and slowly. Press up. Rotate your feet back to straight. Rotate from your pelvis as your hands come down. It's okay to bend your knees. Walk back around to your right foot at the front of the mat. Come down into a low lunge, torso upright, pubic bone forward, ribs relax down. Take your left arm, palm face forward, and go up and over into a side bend. So the palm of your hand is facing forward. You're holding the side bend, ribs down, head ramps back. Rotate your arm bone so the palm faces behind you. Keep the side bend. Rotate your arm bone. Rotate your arm bone. Rotate, 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 rotate. And then bring that arm back up. As you bring your hands down, you can slide your right leg straight back behind you. Thumbs spread out towards each other. Hands a little bit wider than the knees hip distance. Wrap those elbow pits forward. Stretch that right leg straight back in line with your hip. And then from here, top of the rhomboid push-up, head ramps to the ceiling. Lift, tap down. We're only trying to lift about the height of the hip, and you're trying to get a little more extension through the leg. And tap, lift, and tap, lift, and tap. Lift, take that leg out to the right a little bit, tap, keep trying to lengthen the leg, and lift, tap, keep straightening the leg as you lift, tap, and lift, tap, and lift. Take the leg all the way over toward your other foot, keep lengthening through that thigh, tap, and lift. Tap and lift, tap and lift, tap and lift. Bring that leg back to center, lower the knee down. Maybe your hands scoot back a little more under your chest. Elbow pits wrap, top of the rhomboid push-up, back of the head lifts up towards the ceiling. Extend that leg long, straight behind your hip. Remember, you only want to go about as high as your hip. If you start going more, you start using more of your spine. So lift, extend long through the leg, tap. Lift, reach long through the upper thigh, tap. Lift and tap, lift and tap. Lift, take the leg a little bit out to the left, tap, lift, lengthening that thigh, tap, lift, tap, lift, tap, lift. Take that leg over across the body, tap, lift, tap, lift. 2 more. Good. Bring that leg back to center, lower that knee down, stand up in your lunge, bring your foot forward, twist your belly to the right and hold. Taking some rib breaths here. All right, the more that you keep your pelvis in neutral, rib cage lifted, you'll feel this in your core too. Slide that right foot back, come on down. Thumbs spread out, hands a little wider than your knees, hip distance apart, elbow pits wrap, ribs lift up. Remember, you can always go to your forearms, but keep working on your forearms and your fingers. And from here, extend your right leg back, You're going to bend your knee 90-degree angle, tap and lift, tap and lift, tap and lift, tap and lift. Take it a little bit out to the right. A little goes a long way. Tap and lift, tap and lift. 2 more. Bring it in towards your other leg. Tap and lift, tap and lift, tap and lift, tap and lift. Bring it back to center. Lower that knee down. Check in with your elbow pitch. Check in with your rib cage. That's also going to help your wrist. Press equally through the palm. Lift that right leg back, or left leg, excuse me. Bend the knee. Ribs up. Tap and lift. 3 more. If you're feeling your lower back muscles, don't lift so high. Really check the ribs. Next time that leg goes up, take it to the left. A little bit goes a long way. 4 taps there. Bring it over inside. Tap, lift, tap, lift, tap, lift, tap, lift. Bring it back to center. Lower that knee down. Come on off your hands. Standing up, feet, knees hip distance apart. One hand to your breastbone. That ensures it's vertical. Your ribs are down. Reach your right arm out to the side. Hinge back at the knee joint. Come back up. Maybe you're sitting back. Try not to. Ribs stay down. Hinge back and come back up. Switch hands. Right hand to the heart. Left arm reaches back. Hinge back and come up. Switch hands. Hinge back and come up. Switch hands. Hinge back and come up. Release your arms. Lean into your left leg a little. Step your right foot forward. Tuck your back toes under. Push down to step up into a pyramid stance, Outer edges of feet straight, ankles hip distance apart. Rotate from the pelvis. Breathing. Come up nice and slowly. Open your arms. Twist to your right, just the upper body, not the hips. Unwind. Hands come down. Step your back leg to meet your front leg, and we start the second side. Outer edges of feet straight, ankles hip distance apart. Rotate and press up. Rotate the pelvis. Great time to practice rotating the thigh bones into neutral. And come up. Rotate. Backing the thigh bones up, rotating them into neutral. Kneecaps can lift up and down. Sit back into a chair pose. Press up. Sit back into a chair pose. Press up. Sit back. Press up. Feet straight. Sit back. Fold over your legs. Left foot foots forward. Right leg steps back. Hands come inside the left foot. Stretch that right leg long. Walk halfway around to the right. Parallel the feet. Weight back in the heels. Come up. Left knee bend. Sit the hips back, but use the front of the foot gently. Right knee bend. Left knee bend. Right knee bend. Left knee bend. Right leg extends long. Switch sides. Come back to center. Arms out to the side, palms up. Sit back. Press up. Sit back. Press up. Sit back. Press up. Sit back, hold, elbows in. Keep the shoulders forward as you open and bring the forearms forward. Arms out, extend. straight up, sit back, straight up, sit back. Thigh bones move back as you straighten. Thigh bones move back as you sit back. Thigh bones move back as you straighten. Thigh bones move back as you sit back. Elbows in, shoulders forward. Open and close. Arms out to the side. From here, palm face forward, elbow bends. Up and over and down. Rotate the palm to face towards you. Up and over and down. Switch arms. Palm faces forward. Up and over and down. Rotate the palm to face towards you. Up and over and down. From there, rotate from the pelvis, hinging into a forward fold. Bring your hands down. It's okay if the knees bend. And walk back around to the left foot at the front of the mat. From there, put your back knee down. Stand up in your low lunge. Your arm goes out to the side. Palm face forward. Side bend over. Ribs relax down. Arm bone slightly forward. Rotate that arm bone all the way one way. Go back to palm facing forward. Rotate, unwind, rotate, unwind, rotate, and then bring yourself up and then slide your left knee back. Hands come down, thumbs open, elbow pits wrap forward, push down through your left hip, extend your right leg back, top of the rhomboid push-up. Bend, extend, breathing. Bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend. Lower that knee down. Ribs up, elbow pits, back of the head ramps. Extend the left leg straight back. Nice straight leg. Bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, reach all the way long, bend, extend, lower that knee down, stand up in your low lunge, step your left foot forward. You can always pad your back knee, pubic bone forward, turn from the belly button into a twist. Breathing. How about a couple deeper rib breaths? All right, unwind, bring that left knee back to meet the right knee. Thumbs spread out, elbow pits wrap forward, top of the rhomboid push-up. Extend the right leg straight back. Now as you crunch it in, you're trying not to tuck your pelvis under, so keep the spine long, ribs up. Extend, curl it. Extend, curl it. Extend, curl in. Extend, lower the knee down. Knees hip distance apart, elbow pits wrap, top of the rhomboid push-up, back of the head. Now you're staying strong in this position and extend your left leg straight back without rounding the spine. Curl in and extend. Curl in and extend. Curl in and extend. Head ramps. Curl in and extend. Put that knee down, stand up on your knees, hip distance apart, ribs relax down, right hand to your chest, left arm out, hinge back, and come forward. Switch hands. Hinge back, and forward. Switch hands. Last one, switch hands. Great, push down through your right side, step your left foot forward, tuck your back toes under, push down, step your foot a little forward, feet straight, ankles hip distance apart, and then from there, rotate from the pelvis. Backing the hips up over the heels, grounding through the front of the foot below the toes, checking if your pelvis is tilting one direction. I just think of all the years I went as deep as I could, thinking that was beneficial for my body. And that's really not beneficial for most people's bodies. Come on up and rotate the belly button, arms open to the left. Breathing. And unwind. Step that back foot forward. Step your feet a little wider than hip distance. Go down into a low squat. Go slow, so slow. You'll maybe know eventually it's not going to go down any further. Then you can just walk yourself down to come all the way down onto your buttocks. From your buttocks, have a seat on something to get your hips a little bit higher. Cross your right ankle in front of your left ankle. Sitting up tall in the pelvis, relax the ribs down. Slowly drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Reach your left arm out low, palm flat. We're going to do like a zigzag. So your arm goes forward a little and higher. Back a little and higher. Forward a little higher. Back a little higher. Forward a little higher. Back a little higher. Forward a little higher. Back a little higher. All right, come to center and slowly go up and down with your arm. Find an angle that you're just like, ooh, I can feel some maybe extra tension, or you just want to stay there. So it could be up higher. I found my angle right here. And once you find your ankle, move your neck around slowly. In any way, just go slow. And breathe. Keep rotating the arm bones so the palm faces up. And then bring your head up nice and slowly, arm in, switch the crossing of your feet. Pelvis upright, ribs relax down, right arm low by the side, left ear slowly to the shoulder, watch the head turn of the head. You can do that in a moment, try to drop your ear straight to your shoulder. Now a zigzag, a little bit forward higher, a little bit back higher, a little bit forward higher, a little bit back higher, a little bit forward higher, a little bit back higher, a little bit forward, a little bit back. Bring your arms center, which slightly forward so your shoulder blades not together. Start paying attention as your arm goes down and up where you want to stop. And I found my spot. I just have to refine it again. There it is. And then move your neck around. Try putting your chin down. Try lifting your chin to the side. At first, please go very slow. Kind of find what range of motion feels safe, where you don't feel like you're clenching your shoulders up. And then you can start to move a little bit more steady pace. But if you tend to carry a lot of tension in this area or it's not very stable, I recommend staying slow and going slow for a long time. And don't forget little movements. Like I was just doing these big movements, but if you see I'm just doing this really little movement, and it's like, it's hard to explain, but it's like working into this little area of tension right here. Very subtle. So small movements too, like put your head in one area and just tilt it around a little in that area. And then bring your hand in, your head up. All right, from here, bring the soles of your feet together. Just sit up tall for a moment. Drop your chin down to your chest. Relax the back of your neck. And then rotate forward from your pelvis and walk your hands forward any amount. If you feel as though your thigh bones are drawing in towards your pelvis, it might help you get a little bit more rotation of your pelvis around your thigh bones. Or you could also play with the opposite, feeling like you're drawing your thigh bones out of your pelvis. Perhaps if you're a little bit tighter in the area, that would work better, feeling like you're drawing them out. If you need more stability, pulling your thigh bones in. And then slowly come up and make your way onto your back with whatever makes you comfortable underneath your head. We're almost ready for our final pose, Savasana. Come back to that hug we did at the beginning of class. How about circling your thigh bones here? They come apart and then they come towards each other. And then pause and circle in the other direction. All right, and then pause. Interlace fingers, right pinky finger on the bottom. You're welcome to put your feet down if you'd like to. Stretch up. Maybe the arms go overhead a little. Bring your hands back up. Switch. If you're keeping your feet up, maybe open your knees a little wider. Press away. Take a breath. Maybe your arms go overhead a little bit. And slowly come up and release your fingers. Bring your knees in, hug them in. Place your feet down, extend your legs long, palms flip up by your side. Become very present and aware of your body and your breath. Let your gaze soften. Stay present with your body and with your breath. Scanning your body, feeling your body. Stay tuned in to your body and to your breath. When you plant seeds in the garden, you don't dig them up every day to see if they have sprouted yet. You simply water them and clear away the weeds. You know that the seeds will grow in time. Similarly, just do your daily practice and cultivate a kind heart. Abandon impatience and instead be content, creating the causes for goodness. The results will come when they are ready. I just feel that that quote relates so much to what we do here, because this work is not a quick fix, but it does bring amazing results if you take your time. You can't push it. You can't rush yourself. That's how we end up with issues in our body. So If you're ready to start moving, move your body. You can reach your arms up. You can roll your neck a little. You can wiggle your fingers and toes. No rush, but when you're ready, roll over to one side and just pause on your side and stay on your side and take a few breaths into the sides and the backs of your ribs. And then recall that seed that you planted for yourself. What was your purpose that you set? And remember, all you have to do is keep watering yourself and removing the weeds, which in other words is just taking care of yourself. Set your purposes, take care of yourself, and things will start to unfold for you. With a softness in your face, press yourself up to a seated position. Feel free to mix it up. You're home. Why not change it up a little bit? Bringing your hands together at heart center in gratitude for this day. Namaste. Okay, you do have some homework. Your homework, if you felt like, ooh, that was a lot on my arms, my shoulders, we're going to build on that a little bit next week. We're going to do some more leg motions on all fours. So lots of gentle finger stretching, gentle wrist stretching, gentle forearm stretching. Even just like this throughout this week. You can move your hands around a little bit. Maybe we'll start with some at the beginning of next class, but do some gentle stretches for your hands, even interlacing your fingers more often throughout this week, flipping your hands over, pulling back,